Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I finally broke down and picked up something I've been looking at for a while. Been reading reviews about it. I was super intrigued when it initially launched in a slightly different formulation, and I'm talking about the Shiseido Syncro Skin Foundation. This happens to be the Radiant Lifting Foundation, but they initially launched with the Syncro Skin Foundation a couple of years ago. I mean, was it almost 3 years ago that they launched this? 2.5 at least. And I've been looking at it and reading reviews and hearing everybody rave about it, and I'm like, ugh. And then they came out with this, like, Radiant Lifting, and I was like, ugh. So I finally broke down, trying this for the first time today. I was trying to figure out how to get this to actually dispense because I'm pressing the pump and nothing's happening. And then very clearly here on the back it says, shake well, twist, and then dispense. So here we go. All right, I was shade matched with this shade. This is shade 130 Opal. It's not the lightest shade that Shiseido makes, but it looked like it would be the closest shade match for me. And I was shade matched, ooh, not bad. I was shade matched on Sephora's website, and I don't know. I wasn't sure. Let me grab a foundation brush really quick. I wasn't sure that this was going to be the right shade for me, but let's just see how it goes. It might actually be really nice. The reason that I've been so intrigued in this formulation, this Syncro Skin formula, it's not supposed to settle. It's supposed to blur the look of imperfection. Let me just read you what the claims are on the back of the box. It says, lift your skin with light adjusting radiance. Shiseido light adjusting technology instantly adapts and responds to every light source to smooth and diffuse fine lines and create a luminous lifted effect on the skin. All day wear, weightless comfort, radiant finish, medium to full buildable coverage. So the idea of you looking good from every angle, yes, that's exactly what I want. I do feel like this might be a hair dark. Like from here to here, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna put it on one side and we'll take a look and see what it looks like compared to the other. I should have just gone in store. I want to make sure, especially with base products, that I'm getting the right shade. If you're looking, this half of my face definitely looks a little bit smoother. I even noticed that it's just a hair more mattified. I am wearing the glow screen from Supergoop today, so that's why this part of my face is very glowy, very highlighted. I will also mention I do have a dark hyperpigmentation spot here, and I am dealing with a little bit of post-inflammatory acne hyperpigmentation. So this side of my face has fewer marks than this side, so just take it for what it's worth. I do feel like there's more redness like right in here, and I can even see like the line directly down my nose, and it's just, it looks smoother overall. I feel like my pores look even smaller. What? Hello? I like this. Let's finish putting this on. I'm impressed at how one thin layer really brought down the pigmentation here, and I'm having a hard time. I mean, you can still see there's a slight red mark here. There's a little kind of discoloration here and here, but that's just one really thin layer. You know, this is nice. I feel like I'm gonna stop right now. I still have some on the back of my hand, but I'm worried that if I continue to add more. By the way, this was pump number 2. My brush obviously got a little thirsty. It sucked up a lot of product, but I feel like if I add more now, I am just going to get to the point where I'm not happy. It's gonna look heavy, and that is not what I want. But, oh my goodness. The skin looks really pretty. And this is no corrector, no concealer, just foundation. I'm gonna finish putting on the rest of my face, and I will be right back. Something came up and I had to walk away for about an hour after finishing my makeup. But I feel like sometimes when you get that little extra bit of time from when you finished applying until you take a good look at yourself in the mirror again, I feel like there's a little bit more of an indication of what you can expect from a product. I will tell you, I didn't take the time to put any more concealer or corrector over some of these acne spots here. I did take a small brush, a brush like this, and I put the excess foundation that I had, and I just lightly stamped it over this, like a really thin second layer. That's the only place I went over. I did put concealer and corrector under my eyes, but everything else coverage-wise is the foundation. I also, on purpose, chose a really lightweight powder. This is the One Powder Wonder from Beauty Pie. Like, that's one swipe of it, and this is me going over it several times. You still really can't see a lot. The idea is I want to see what this foundation looks like, knowing I'm not adding any additional coverage with a powder product or with a concealer. I did, of course, my under eyes. But if I'm looking at this, usually within the first, I would say 30 to 90 minutes, I start seeing some changes depending on what's going on in the formulation. First of all, I will start getting product collecting in my expression lines here on my forehead or in the corners of my nose. Or if you look at my mouth, I have these little teeny tiny lines right here. And so I will have product kind of collect right here. Let me see. I really don't see any. That's kind of rare. Because if nothing else, I always get like little tiny white lines right here. But I don't feel like, I mean, I've got the expression lines in my forehead, but I don't feel like there is product that's collecting in here. I'll be curious to see what it looks like by the end of the day. I did not get an early enough start today to do like a full day wear test. So my plan is to try this foundation several more times, and then in a couple of weeks come back and let you know what I think about this, as well as some of the other products that are newer to my collection. Give you kind of like a new product roundup. What's good, what's been working, why I've been liking it, and if it didn't work for me, who I think it might work for. I have had this Syncro Skin foundation line kind of in my mind since it debuted. When did it come out? I think it came out in 2020. Was it 2019? Was it 20? I don't remember when it was. Time is a mystery to me. I've lost all track of time, but I know it's been more than 2 years that I remember hearing people talk about the original Syncro Skin foundation, and then they started coming out with this radiant lifting, and as a 47-year-old, that sounds great to me. I'd had this foundation kind of in my loves list for a long time, and I finally, mid-January, just decided to pull the trigger. So I would love to know, would you be interested to see maybe a list of products that, even though I haven't purchased and are not new releases, releases that even still like a year, 2 years, 3 years later, I'm still kind of like, I wonder. Let me know. Because of course I have a list. Of course I have a list. But I would love to know if you would be interested in seeing that. I don't know that I have to make that video, but I think it could be entertaining as we discuss the pros and cons of things. Let me know what product has been on your radar for a while and you finally gave yourself permission to try it out. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching today. Check back in a couple of weeks for an update on my thoughts on this foundation, and I will see you again soon.